was rather thoughtful of them to put a black Marine out there standing by the door.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Interesting.
Well,
PR.
yeah, PR, yeah, but they've got. I see they have several Marines marching around.
Okay. Well, this
Yeah, I see
guy,
them pass by
he's
every once in a while.
he's promoting murder and genocide against the white Boers who settled South Africa.
Yeah.
Mandela's really pushed it. Got black people thinking that it's their land, but the white people settled it. There weren't black people there when they settled it. No black people there. They set it up, started. The continent was in bad shape. A lot of, as I understand it, there was like a depression or something where the whole continent was just not well because people didn't have jobs. They were starving. But the Boers settled it, got everything growing, got everything going, made a great country. And the black people from the north heard that there was you could go down there and get jobs and live fairly well and eat, not starve to death. So they moved down, and next thing you know, they're taking over. Sad. They're not. There's another country in Africa. I can't remember which it was. It wasn't Rwanda. It was another country where the white settlers were there, and they were overtaken. They were butchered by a bunch of black people.
Rhodesia.
Where?
Rhodesia.
Rhodesia, yes, Rhodesia.
Yeah.
And they were butchered. All the white people fled. And the Rhodesian people, the blacks who were behind, the ones that chased everybody out, figured that the whites had a nice living because that's what they were told. It was propaganda. And so they took over the farms, they took over the businesses and just sat there. They thought that everything just did itself. They had no clue what it was to be a farmer, how much work it was. And they starved to death. They were starving because they went and took over farms and sat there and waited for the grain to plant itself and grow and be harvested. They had no idea, absolutely no idea.
I
Destroyed the
believe it.
country.
Sorry, I believe it's now called Zimbabwe.
Yes, Zimbabwe. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, they did it again. They said, "Oh, we're dying. We're starving to death. Please come back. We won't kill you again." We didn't realize how things worked. The white people came back and they did it all over again. They killed them. They did it, and the white people said, "I'm done with that." Whoever the white people were that were some, there's very few remained because and they starved again. It was just the weirdest thing that they would do that, but it's the government. It just takes a few agitators in government with a microphone and uh, the state channels and people. They can foment hate so easy. You've seen it here. The things that are going on here, the same ways that they took over South Africa. Brendy Wells talked about that, and that they're like 70 to 80% there, to the point where they were killing white people. Pretty sad. Yeah, but yeah, it's well, history. You got to know history. That's why they don't teach kids history in school. They don't want them knowing this stuff because they got a plan. We're being invaded from all sides. So you got Islam, you got the foreign countries, you got Satanists with the gangs. Boy, it's just everything that they can throw, that Satan can throw at us, he's throwing. Anyway, and who we got here? Reality Fuzz usually comes in a little bit late, so yeah, I'm gonna warm up my tea. Then I guess we can start. She should be in by then if she's gonna come in.
Yeah. And I'm glad I got a tablet because we'd be going back and forth.
Yes. Yeah, back and forth, back and forth. I know she likes to read too.
You
Yeah.
got your cup warmer there plugged in on your desk?
Not right now because I've been drinking my tea really fast in the morning. It is on my desk though. Yeah. No, I get low on my tea. So I started about 5 after I sit down and start going through videos and stuff and sip on all my tea. But today, when it's colder like it is today, I sip it a little bit faster. I sure like that little thing. It's pretty awesome. Highly recommend if you drink a lot of coffee or tea.
Can't remember the right word, but I'm drinking a big thing of water with my tenacious in it. So we're just
Ah,
gonna call it my tenacious water.
Tenacious water. Make sure you keep swirling it to make because it'll settle to the bottom. You have to swirl it to keep it suspended in the water.
Okay.
Some people put it in their tea or coffee, but I don't like that. I don't like the taste of it. I'd rather get it down fast.
Mom likes her coffee piping hot all the time.
Oh, she'd love one of those. She'd love one of those cup warmers.
Oh yeah, I can find them at Walmart in the candle section. Believe it or not.
Yeah, they're used as candle
Oh,
warm. Yeah, they're used as candle warmers too. And you used to be able to
Yeah.
get them at the dollar store.
I hadn't seen one, but I've got two. Well, I call them coffee warmers. But I found them in the candle store. I mean, in
Exactly.
the candle section at Walmart,
Yeah,
and
they're usually in there. They are usually in there.
yeah, but
Yeah.
they weren't real good. And this one's still hot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to have a timer on them so they turn off on their own because I have a lot of problems remembering to turn things off. Okay,
Anyway,
well, I guess. What's that?
I said anyway.
Anyway, if you'd like to do a prayer,
good morning, Lord. I come to you this morning. Sorry, Teresa, you can pray too. I just was anxious
Go
to pray
ahead.
this morning, Lord. Okay. Anxious to pray this morning, Lord. There's so much on my mind and in my heart, and you know what they are. I lift up my husband this morning, Lord. Bless him today. I want to pray for the president today, Lord. You know what's on my mind. I grew up witnessing a lot of good things. Been learning about my grandparents, Carl and Ethel, who was a young couple without hesitation helped their black family out that was in dire need and helped them out the best they could, and it was a good thing. Only to have to hide in their crops in the middle of the night for threat from neighbors that were going to burn their crops and their home down because they helped people with a different skin color. I grew up with an older cousin that went to war in Vietnam and married a Vietnamese girl. Beautiful woman, good heart, wonderful Christian lady, sweet as can be. I love her to pieces. And my daddy and mama taking me to their good friend's home on the other side of town. Dark skin, didn't matter. Great family, Christian family, happy family. They were always invited to our home, but for some reason they never came. It's an Indian family, a Japanese family. I grew up with friends of different colors, lifelong friends, Lord. For our blood is all red, the same color. But this man from Africa, Lord, I have a bad feeling, and I'm worried about our president. I don't like this meeting, Lord. Please guide them and make sure they protect our president and everyone there comes in contact with these people from this country, from this evil man. I don't like this feeling, Lord. Help us all to get better rest each night. Help us to stay strong in this fight for our country. Please protect our president and the vice president and their families and his cabinet. And Marco Rubio and Pete Hegseth, keep them strong. Thank you for protecting all of them and giving them great discernment. Been praying for justice, Lord, and we're finally starting to see it happen. Slowly but surely, for you know all and you see all, Lord. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus, and bless this Bible study. Bless the reading today and help us to learn from every word we hear. We lift up Spirit Francis and Bess Nani and Hugs. I know I'm forgetting several. You know who they are, Lord. They're battling serious health troubles and cancer, and those facing grief and depression and discouragement and financial troubles. We love them all, Lord. Watch over them, help them, comfort them, heal them. Sorry for my tears. Thank you for last night's rest, Lord, first in many nights. But today is a new day. Help us to stand strong and to do right and what's good, to love each other. Thank you for your many blessings, Jesus. Thank you for this beautiful day. Thank you for these ladies in this group and for all those watching and listening. And bless them all today, Lord. These things we ask in your precious and mighty name, Lord Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Thank you for the prayer, Patty. Don't worry about President Trump. He's pretty well insulated. I don't think that guy could, especially in Trump's own area, I don't think that guy could get to him. Yeah, and I agree. There's always been prejudice and tribalism. That's you read the Bible, it's all about that. Until Jesus returns, we're going to have that protectionism of specific classes and colors of people and just the way the world turns. I think Jesus is returning very soon, so coming for us even sooner. So let's see. Whoops, wrong mouse.
Yeah, and they're on now.
Are they? Oh,
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, I know.
We'll get the rundown from it, or maybe we can play it afterwards. Let's see. Today, I just saw that it popped up. I know Serpentine Anon is slamming the chat over there in DLive. Good for them. Good for them. So few hosts play the most important things. I don't know if they think what they have to say is more important. I don't know why they don't play these things, but they don't.
Yeah.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they did it like 6 times. That's good. I'm glad that they're pushing that. Okay. Chronological Bible readings for May 21st, 2025. We have a week left to May, and then, oh my gosh, the year's zooming by. With my mic. Okay. Oh well, I'll do what I can. First Kings 3:16 through 28. First Kings 5:1 through 18. Second Chronicles 2:1 through 18. First Kings 6:1 through 13. Second Chronicles 3:1 through 14, and First Kings 6:14 through 38. Looks like a bit of reading today.
Yeah. I can start out though.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's see. Well, the first one, we know this one. Then came there 2 women that were harlots unto the king and stood before him. And the one woman said, "O my Lord, I and this woman dwell in one house, and I was delivered of a child with her in the house. And it came to pass the third day after I was delivered, that this woman was delivered also, and we were together. And there was no stranger with us in the house, save we two in the house. And this woman's child died in the night because she overlaid it. And she arose at midnight and took my son from beside me while thine handmaid slept, and laid it in her bosom, and laid her dead child in my bosom. And when I rose in the morning to give my child suck, behold, it was dead. But when I had considered it in the morning, behold, it was not my son which I did bear. And the other woman said, Nay, but the living is my son, and the dead is thy son. And this said, No, but the dead is thy son, and the living is my son. Thus they spake before the king. Then said the king, This one saith, This is my son that liveth, and thy son is dead. And the other saith, Nay, but thy son is the dead, and my son is the living. And the king said, Bring me a sword. And they brought a sword before the king. And the king said, Divide the living child in two, and give half to the one and half to the other. Then spake the woman whose the living child was unto the king, for her bowels yearned for her son, and she said, O my lord, give her the living child, and in no way slay it. But the other said, Let it be neither mine nor thine, but divide it. Then the king answered and said, Give her the living child, and no way slay it, as she is the mother thereof. And all Israel heard of the judgment which the king had judged, and they feared the king, for they saw that the wisdom of God was in him to do judgment.
Amazing, isn't it? He's so smart.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, amazing. They had a good leader in that regard. Okay, we got chapter 5.
Can we take the next one?
Sure, it's First Kings 5. Excuse me.
And Hiram, king of Tyre. Okay, how do I pronounce that name?
Tyre. It's Tyre.
Tyre.
Or
Sent
Tar.
his
It's
servant.
Tar. If your son Liberty, it's Tar.
And Hiram, king of Tyre, sent his servants unto Solomon, for he had heard that they had anointed him king in the room of his father. For Hiram was ever a lover of David. And Solomon sent to Hiram, saying, Thou knowest how that David my father could not build an house unto the name of the Lord his God for the wars which were about him on every side, until the Lord put them under the soles of his feet. But now the Lord my God hath given me rest on every side, so that there is neither adversary nor evil occurrent. And behold, I purpose to build an house unto the name of the Lord my God, as the Lord spake unto David my father, saying, Thy son, whom I will set upon thy throne in thy room, he shall build an house unto my name. Now therefore command thou that they hew me cedar trees out of Lebanon, and my servants shall be thy servants, and unto thee will I give hire for thy servants, according to all that thou shalt appoint. For thou knowest that there is not among us that they can skill to hew timber like unto the Sidonians. And it came to pass, when Hiram heard the words of Solomon, that he rejoiced greatly, and said, Blessed be the Lord this day, which hath given unto David a wise son over this great people. And Hiram sent to Solomon, saying, I have considered the things which thou sentest to me for, and I will do all thy desire concerning timber of cedar and concerning timber of fir. My servants shall bring them down from Lebanon unto the sea, and I shall convey them by sea in floats unto the place that thou shalt appoint me, and will cause them to be discharged there. And thou shalt receive them, and thou shalt accomplish my desire in giving food for my household. So Hiram gave Solomon cedar trees and fir trees according to all his desire. And Solomon gave Hiram 20,000 measures of wheat for food to his household, and 20 measures of pure oil. Thus gave Solomon to Hiram year by year. And the Lord gave Solomon wisdom, and he promised him. And there was peace between Hiram and Solomon, and they made a league together. And King Solomon raised a levy out of all Israel, and the levy was 30,000 men. And he sent them to Lebanon, 10,000 a month by courses. A month they were in Lebanon, and 2 months at home, and Adoniram was over the levy, and Adoniram was over the levy. And Solomon had 70,000 that bare burdens, and 70,000 hewers in the mountains. Besides the chief of Solomon's officers, which were over the work, 3,300, which ruled over the people that wrought in the work. And the king commanded, and they brought great stones, costly stones, and huge stones to lay the foundation of the house. And Solomon's builders and Hiram's builders did hew them, and the stone quarrers. So they prepared timber and stones to build the house.
Excuse me. Okay, thank you, Patty. And thank you, Teresa. Here's the second chapter of this one, 2 Chronicles 2.
And Solomon determined to build an house for the name of the Lord and an house for his kingdom. And Solomon told out 70,000 men to bear burdens, and 70,000 to hew in the mountain, and 3,600 to oversee them. And Solomon sent to Hiram the king of Tyre, saying, As thou didst deal with David my father, and didst send him cedars to build him an house to dwell therein, even so deal with me. Behold, I built an house to the name of the Lord my God, to dedicate it to him, and to burn before him sweet incense, and for the continual shewbread, and for the burnt offerings, morning and evening, on the Sabbaths, and on the new moons, and on the solemn feasts of the Lord our God. This is an ordinance forever to Israel. And the house which I built is great, for great is our God above all gods. But who is able to build an house, seeing the heaven and heaven of heavens cannot contain him? But who am I then, that I should build an house, save only to burn sacrifice before him? Send me now, therefore, a man cunning to work in gold, and in silver, and in brass, and in iron, and in purple, and crimson, and blue, and that can skill to grave with the cunning men that are with me in Judah and in Jerusalem, whom David my father did provide. Send me also cedar trees, fir trees, and algum trees out of Lebanon, for I know that thy servants can skill to cut timber in Lebanon, And behold, my servants shall be with thy servants, even to prepare me timber in abundance, for the house which I am about to build shall be wonderful great. And behold, I will give to thy servants, the hewers that cut timber, 20,000 measures of beaten wheat, and 20,000 measures of barley, and 20,000 baths of wine, and 20,000 baths of oil. Then Huram the king of Tyre answered in writing, which he sent to Solomon, because the Lord hath loved his people, he hath made thee king over them. Huram said, moreover, Blessed be the Lord God of Israel, that made heaven and earth, who hath given to David the king a wise son, endured with prejudice and understanding, that might build an house for the Lord and an house for his kingdom. And now I have sent a cunning man, endued with understanding, of Huram my father's, the son of a woman of the daughters of Dan, and his father was a man of Tyre, skillful to work in gold and in silver, in brass and iron and stone and in timber, in purple and blue and in fine linen and in crimson, also to grave any manner of graving, and to find out every device which shall be put to him, with thy cunning men, and with the cunning men of my lord David thy father. Now therefore the wheat and the barley, the oil and the wine, which my lord hath spoken of, let him send unto his servants. And we will cut wood out of Lebanon, as much as thou shalt need, and we will bring it to thee in floats by sea to Joppa, and thou shalt carry it up to Jerusalem. And Solomon numbered all the strangers that were in the land of Israel, and after the numbering wherewith David his father had numbered them, and they were found 150,000 and 3,600. And he set 70,000 of them to be bearers of burdens, and 80,000 to be hewers in the mountain, and 3,600 overseers to set the people a work.
Thank you. Excuse me. I just had a skunk walk right past my window, my sliding glass door, like he owned the place. Just a moseying around. They're supposed to be nighttime animals. This one's a daytime skunk, I guess.
I hope he doesn't have anything wrong with him.
That's what I'm wondering, because usually they're not out in the daytime. And I've seen him several times in broad daylight. Same one. It's a little one. He's not very big yet. About the size of a small cat. Probably Chihuahua size. Anyway, yeah, he looks kind of ratty actually, but I think he's wet for being outside. I hope he's not living under something on my porch. I've got some furniture out there covered in tarp. That might be where he's hanging out.
I hope your cat didn't get sprayed.
Oh, he got something. He had skunk all over him. He
When
came
our
in the
dog
other night.
Simba, the lab, got sprayed, he got so angry at that skunk after Brian killed him. He got hold of that skunk immediately and shook him from side to side with such anger. I'd never seen him express before, ever.
Didn't like that skunk smell. Well, cats and skunks apparently don't generally fight or anything. So what I think happened, I don't think he sprayed Haas. He may have, but I think what happened, because my grass is so tall, I think the skunk just wanders around and at some point in the last couple of days sprayed something. I go outside and I can't smell it. So wherever Haas, I know I saw him across the field going underneath one of my sheds, and I think Haas goes out there too. So I'm thinking the skunk sprayed something, and then the cat walked through the area where the tail had been and got that crit on him. So I think that's where Haas, he did. I don't think it was a direct spray on him. It sure stinks. It's enough. I mean, it smells like it was, but I don't think it was. But I forgot to buy more hydrogen peroxide when I was in town, because it does work really well. Okay, we got, what's that?
I said, that's good.
Yeah,
Not
it
that I
works
have anything
amazing.
I've got to do that on.
Yeah, it works amazingly well. If you have skunks, it works super well. Okay, so today, let's see. Today, we have First Kings 6, 1 through 13.
Okay, I can do that.
Thank you.
And it came to pass in the 480th year after the children of Israel were come out of the land of Egypt, in the 4th year of Solomon's reign over Israel, in the month Ziph, which is the 2nd month, that he began to build the house of the Lord. And the house which King Solomon built for the Lord, the length thereof was 80 cubits, and the breadth thereof 20 cubits, and the height thereof 30 cubits. And the porch before the temple of the house, 20 cubits was the length of, according to the breadth of the house, and 10 cubits was the breadth of before the house. And for the house he made windows of narrow lights. And against the wall of the house he built chambers round about, against the walls of the house round about, both the temple and of the oracle, and he made chambers round about. The nethermost chamber was 5 cubits broad, and the middle was 6 cubits broad, and the third was 7 cubits broad. For without in the wall of the house he made narrowed rest round about, that the beam should not be fastened in the walls of the house. And the house, when it was in building, was built with stone made ready before it was brought thither, so that there was neither hammer nor axe nor any tool heard in the house while it was in building. The door for the middle chamber was at the right side of the house, and they went up winding stairs into the middle chamber, and out of the middle into the third. And he built the house and finished it, and covered the house with beams and boards of cedar. And then he built chambers against all the house, 5 cubits high, and they rested on the house with timber of cedar. And the word of the Lord came to Solomon, saying, concerning this house that thou art building, if thou wilt walk in my statutes and execute my judgments and keep all my commandments to walk in them, then I will perform my word with thee, as I spoke unto David thy father. And I will dwell among the children of Israel, and not forsake my people Israel.
Beautiful. Thank you. Second Chronicles 3, 1 through 14.
Then David began to build the house. Then Solomon began to build the house of the Lord at Jerusalem and Mount Moriah, where the Lord appeared unto David his father, in the place that David had prepared in the threshing floor of Ornan the Jebusite. And he began to build in the 2nd day of the 2nd month, in the 4th year of his reign. Now these are the things wherein Solomon was instructed for the building of the house of God. The length by cubits after the first measure was 80 cubits, and the breadth 20 cubits. And the porch that was in front of the house, the length of it was according to the breadth of the house, 20 cubits, and the height was 120. And he overlaid it with pure gold. And the greater house he sealed with fir tree, which he overlaid with fine gold, and set thereon palm trees and chains. And he garnished the house with precious stones for beauty, and the gold was gold of Parvaim. He overlaid also the house, the beams, the post, and the walls thereof, and the doors thereof with gold, and graved cherubims on the walls. And he made the most holy house, the length whereof was according to the breadth of the house 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof of 20 cubits, and he excuse me, And he overlaid it with fine gold, amounting to 600 talents. And the weight of the nails was 50 shekels of gold. And he overlaid the upper chambers with gold. And in the most holy house, he made 2 cherubims of image work and overlaid them with gold. And the wings of the cherubims were 20 cubits long. One wing of one cherubim was 5 cubits, reaching to the wall of the house. And the other wing was likewise 5 cubits, reaching to the wing of the other cherub. And one wing of the other cherub was 5 cubits, reaching to the wall of the house. And the other wing was 5 cubits also, joining to the wing of the other cherub. The wings of these cherubs spread themselves forth 20 cubits, and they stood on their feet, and their faces were inward. And he made the veil of blue and purple and crimson and fine linen, and wrought the cherubims thereon.
Excuse me. Thank you. Great job. That must be something to have seen.
Yeah.
Crazy. Beautiful. 1 Kings 6:14 through 38.
Well, I can go ahead and read that too. So
Thank you.
Solomon built the house and finished it. And he built the walls of the house within with boards of cedar, both the floor of the house and the walls of the ceiling. And he covered them on the inside with wood and covered the floor of the house with planks of fir. And he built 20 cubits on the sides of the house, both the floor and the walls with boards of cedar. And he even built them for it within, even for the oracle, even for the most holy place. And the house, that is, the temple before it, was 40 cubits long. And cedar of the house within was carved with knops and open flowers, all with cedar, and there was no stone seen. And the oracle he prepared in the house that within, to set there the ark of the covenant of the Lord. And the oracle in the forepart was 20 cubits in length, and 20 cubits in breadth, and 20 cubits in the height thereof. And he overlaid it with pure gold, and so covered the altar which was of cedar. And Solomon overlaid the house within with pure gold, and he made a partition by the chains of gold before the oracle, and he overlaid it with gold. And the whole house he overlaid with gold until he had finished all the house. Also the whole altar that was by the oracle he overlaid with gold. As when within the oracle he made 2 cherubims of olive tree, each 10 cubits high, and 5 cubits was the one wing of the cherub, and 5 cubits the other wing of the cherub. From the outermost of the part of the one wing unto the outermost of the part of the other was 10 cubits. And the other cherub was 10 cubits. Also the cherubims were of one measure and one size. The height of the one cherub was 10 cubits, so was it of the other cherub. And he set the cherubims within the inner house, and they stretched forth the wings of the cherubims, so that the wing of one reached the one wall, and the wing of the other cherub touched the other wall, and the wings touched one another in the midst of the house. And he overlaid the cherubims with gold. And he carved all the walls of the house round about with carved figures of cherubims and palm trees and open flowers within and without. And the floors of the house he overlaid with gold within and without. And for the entering of the oracle he made doors of olive tree. The lintel and the side post were a 5th part of the wall. The 2 doors were also of olive tree, and he carved carvings of cherubs and palm trees and open flowers, and overlaid them with gold, and spread gold upon the cherubims and upon the palm trees. So also made he for the door of the temple post of olive tree, a fourth part of the wall. And the two doors were of fir tree, and the two leaves of the one door were folding, and two leaves of the other door were folding. And he carved thereon cherubims and palm trees and open flowers, and covered them with gold fitted upon the carved work. And he built the inner court with 3 rows of hewed stone and a row of cedar beams. In the 4th year was the foundation of the house of the Lord laid, in the month Ziph. And in the 11th year, in the month Bul, which was the 8th month, was the house finished throughout all the parts thereof, and according to the fashion of it. So was he 7 years in building it.
Beautiful. Thank you. 7 years. That must have been someplace. Oh, that's the end of it.
Yes,
Oh,
it
these
is.
Bibles still on
This
sale.
might have been, I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
this might have been written after Babylon, because they had the names of the month in here. And when God first gave the Israelites a calendar, they didn't have any names to them.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
so it was written sometime when when somebody had added the names of months to them.
Yeah, interesting. So anyway, I think I'll see if we can find Kings. First Kings, and we go up to 6. Yeah, we've got those. If I can't find First Kings, I will we'll just play the Trump meeting with the African president.
It's still
Oops.
going on right now. President Trump's showing a whole bunch of pictures and stuff.
Oh, do you guys want me to play that? Because we can. I think Kings is pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah,
I'll have
I
to
mean, I
shut.
know you could start it at the top, So
Yeah, I will, and I'm going to shut down YouTube. So